Ready, Mace?
Party people in the place to be. It's about that time for us to.
Yeah, what you know about going out? Head west, red legs, TVs, all up in the headrest. Tryin' live it up, ride jewel, bigger truck, piece all glittered up. Stickle kid, nigga, what? Jig with a cut, slip crisp, spit it up. Hoes ride, get your nut till I can't get it up. I'm a big man, get this man room. I done hit everything from Cancun to Grand Tune. Why you stand on the wall, hand on your balls, lighting up drugs, always fighting in the club. I'm the reason they made the dress code. They figure I went wild when I'm in my fresh clothes. Dresses, I suppose, from my neck to my toes. Neck full of gold, baguettes in my rolls. Rec shows, collect those extra O's. By the E, get a key to the Lex to hold. East, west, every state, come on, bury the hate. Millions, the only thing we in the hurry to make. Whether from the ex-friend, intellect, or bins. Let's begin, bring this BS to an end. Come on.
Bad, 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 bad boy. Yeah. You make me feel so good.
Bad
you know
boy.
you make me feel so good.
Yeah.
You know you make me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad, 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 bad
Come on.
boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
You can't understand, we be Waikiki, sipping DP to the TV, look greedy. Little kids see me way out in DC with a Z3 Chrome BBs. They wanna be me. Niggas talking shit, they ought to quit. Unfortunate, they don't see a fourth what I get. And those be the same ones walking while I whip. Just started seeing cars cause they auction it. So while you daydream, Mama say they gleam, and I deal with hoes that pose in Maybelline. One time you had it all. I ain't mad at y'all, now give me the catalog. I show you how daddy ball.
That's right.
6 cars and power to 5 big stars. Sit up CEO style, smoking on cigars, nigga. It's like y'all be talking funny. I don't understand language of people with short money.
Come on now.
Bad, 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 bad boy.
Yeah.
You make me feel so good.
Come
you
on.
know you make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad, 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 bad
Yeah.
boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
Come
I
on.
wouldn't change you if I could.
Dumae's got the ladies. Do Puff drive Mercedes. Take hits from the 80s. But do it sound so crazy?
With me personally, it's nothing personal. I do what work for me, you do what work for you. And I dress with what I was blessed with. Never been arrested for nothing domestic. And I chill the way you met me. With a jet ski, attached to a SC. Smoke my Nestle, no mad rap, ass cat where my check be. Problem with y'all, I said directly.
That's right.
Went from hard to sweet, starved to eat. From no holes it shows to menage a suite. Now I be the cat that be hard to meet. Getting head from girls that used to hardly speak.
Come on.
Bad, 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 bad
Yeah.
boy. You make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good. You know you
Bad
make me
boy.
feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad, 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 bad boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
Come on.
I wouldn't change you if I could.
Let's go.
Bad, 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 bad
Yeah.
boy. You make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good.
Come on.
Bad, bad, bad,
Don't stop.
bad boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
right, Chad, how we all doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Heath J says, man, the music is even worse live. It's, what you talking about, man? It's nothing but the best. All right? Nothing but the finest music over here. So I saw Deadpool and Wolverine today. It fucking ruled.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Music. Heath J tips $20. Thank you very much. Music sucks. I don't know. Not on top of my game tonight. Have superpowers. When are we going to get some country or metal? I don't think we're going to get that anytime soon, my man. I think you want me to play some country metal. You might want to add a 0 to that super chat. But thank you very much for that. So yeah, saw Wolverine and Deadpool. I keep wanting to call it that. Deadpool and Wolverine. And fucking ruled. It fucking ruled. Now yeah, obviously I'm partial to Cape shit. Granted. But even I'm not thrilled with all the Hollywood Cape shit fucking stuff that's come out in the last few years. I don't like most DC movies. Of all that, like, Snyderverse shit, I think Wonder Woman's the only one I saw I liked. The first one, not the second. And I did like it a lot. I heard Shazam was good, haven't gotten around to seeing it. I heard Aquaman was good, haven't gotten around to see it. Superman Batman was a fucking disaster. Man of Steel was okay. I didn't even see all it. I've seen bits and pieces of Justice League, and nothing about it makes me want to see more. You know, Marvel-wise. I mean, I haven't seen like half the fucking X-Men movies at this point, I think. I don't even know. What's the last X-Men movie I saw that wasn't Deadpool? Logan, I guess, if you count that one. Days of Future Past, which I did like. Wasn't great, but I liked it. But I think there's been like 40 fucking 7 since then. But this ruled. I love the first Daredevil. I love the first Deadpool. Second one's alright. Second one is it's not bad by any stretch. It's not the first one. This one just fucking ruled though. This one just outright ruled. Hugh Jackman's fucking amazing in it. And you know, they're doing multiverse shit, but they're doing it as nods to so many past fucking pre-MCU fucking Marvel movies. And it's kind of what everyone thought Doctor Strange 2 would be. Like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Everyone kind of thought that's what it was going to be. And it wasn't. But yeah, Deadpool fucking ruled. It was hilarious. It was fun. It was gory. It was just it made me nostalgic for 2000s comic book movies. As with all Deadpool movies, fantastic fucking soundtrack. Have I seen the Deadpool musical on YouTube? I have not, no. I don't really have any interest in that. There was a trailer for Joker 2, and, like, Joker 2 is supposed to be a musical, right? I keep seeing all these articles talking about that, and there's, like, nothing about that in the trailer. If that's the case, they're downplaying the fuck out of it. Because everything I've heard about Joker 2 sounds atrociously bad. And this trailer did not look bad. Like, this trailer actually made me think, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing that. It doesn't look as good as the first, but kind of interested. Beetlejuice 2 trailer was out. And I am cautiously optimistic about that movie. But yeah, Deadpool 3 fucking ruled, man. The amount of shit in there I never thought I'd fucking see in a movie. Like, he needs to get a Wolverine, and his Wolverine is dead. Because I guess Deadpool movies take place after Logan, I guess. We play a little fast and loose with that kind of stuff. He initially tries to dig up Wolverine from the grave at the end of Logan. And he's like, he's not dead. He probably just healed. He pulls out his fucking skeleton. He's like, nope, he's dead. So he goes to other timelines to try and find a Wolverine. And we get homages to past Wolverines. We get we get the classic red and brown suit. We get a Patch, a version that looks like Patch. And we get the fucking Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. 1995, Age of Apocalypse ass Wolverine on the big screen. I was just thrilled. You know, we got cameos and guest starring from all sorts of other pre-MCU Marvel movies. Fucking Jennifer Gardner's Elektra's in this, which I'm not thrilled with, but whatever. Channing Tatum's Gambit. I think that was Channing Tatum. I'm pretty sure. Fucking Blade. Fucking Blade. Wesley Snipes' fucking Blade. Motherfucker's trying to ice skate uphill Blade. Hell yeah. I was just having a blast with this movie. Now, you know, if you hate cape shit, first of all, I don't know why you listen to me. But if you hate cape shit, I don't imagine this is going to change your mind. I don't imagine Martin Scorsese is going to walk out of there saying peak cinema. You know. But I loved it. I loved it. So he says tonight B-Man will try to clean his laptop with a look on his face like he's defusing a time bomb. I don't think we're going to do that. Max effort from Chris Bechtloff. Will Max be the evening show and minimum be the morning show when you make it to radio? Well, minimum effort would definitely be a morning show because I'm not a morning person. For me to do a morning show on the radio, I'd have to literally stay up. And those guys did start the show at like 5. Fuck that. I don't always get to sleep before 5. Chat. But yeah, Deadpool rules. Deadpool fucking rules. Cape Kino back on the menu, guys. Let's see. So, what do we want to watch, chat? I feel like we should watch some stuff. I think maybe we could watch some Doug Wilson. But I'm open to other ideas. I don't want to watch Owen Benjamin, guys. I want to fucking have some fun tonight. All right, we're gonna have a little fun. All right. I went to go see Deadpool with my best friend and my dad. I had a damn good day. I don't feel like ruining that with Owen Benjamin and shit like that. Fucking watch Nick Fuente's little queer ass or something like that. We're not gonna do that. We can maybe shit on Doug Wilson. I don't know. We can't do Cooking with Jack. He copyright strikes you guys. Man, I tried to find that Doug Wilson Spotify thing. I think that was. Okay, well, we have a short sermon on Doug Wilson about music. Let's see. I know, maximum effort. It's still low effort dog shit, but that's how we roll here. Let's see what Doug Wilson has to say about music. I feel like watching some Doug Wilson stuff. Does Arini still upload? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I haven't checked in on Davis in quite some time. No idea what he's up to. Hope he's doing good. I really don't have any ill will towards the guy. You know, we clowned on him. We talked some shit on him. Because he acted a fool. But yeah, I don't have any will towards the guy. I hope he does well. Alright, let's see what Doug Wilson has to say about music.
Next, music. Psalm 22:3. But thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praises of Israel. Our God, the God we worship, inhabits our praises. He inhabits our praises. All the psalms that we have are the arsenal and the hymnal of God. The psalms that we sing are songs that God wrote and gave to us to sing, and he inhabits them as we offer them up to him. We are going into battle, and the battle requires a soundtrack. Make the Psalms the soundtrack of your warfare. This means learning them. Get the app. Join the choir. The Psalms will be the vocabulary of the real resistance. In over 2,000 years of church history, the Psalms have been the vocabulary of the church's resistance to every form of tyranny. They're God's songbook, and everything is addressed in the Psalter. You're going to find yourself singing things.
Well, I'm kind of bored with him already. Well, with this video. See, that's the thing. I want to find something to argue with him on. That's the fun shit, Chad. I don't really disagree with what he's saying there. So. What do we got here? Let's see. So he says, last we heard from Marine, he joined a pagan cult. That was a few years ago. I don't think he's involved with the free folk anymore. I don't think the free folk is a thing anymore, Chad. Again, I don't know. I haven't watched any of his shit in a long time. I don't really feel the need to. Let's see. Christian dads, cultural cuckolds. I don't know. We might agree with him on this one. Who knows?
Hey, Christian Dad. Are you paying a monthly fee to let Hollywood producers pump their septic tanks directly into your living room? Even worse, directly into your imagination and the imaginations of your children. How much darkness streams into your home every day, every week? Have you gotten too used to turning your mind off when you put your feet up? Have you invited your own enemies into your home? How much damage has already been done to you and to your family?
My heart says that the way I feel most myself is to go by the name Fred. That's because I'm non-binary.
Is this going to be an ad? Oh, it is! The Plus! This is an ad for his own streaming service.
Canon Plus is building a global platform with one simple goal: to create and deliver great content that will help Christian...
It's just a commercial for his streaming service. It's... Oh, man.
Families grow stronger and more dangerous in the world. Content that will kick your brain's butt and help you bear down and step up. Content that will encourage, equip, educate, challenge, and inspire your family. Content built on the bedrock of real truth, real goodness, not fake trendy virtues.
How dare you!
And real, lasting beauty. Your family might already be struggling. Maybe the man of the house has been sipping too much Bud Light Gospel in the basement for too long.
It's day 6 of girlhood!
But it's not too late. With thousands of audiobooks, podcasts, truth-telling
The holy grift. Yes, exactly, chat. Apparently, Arini has a Rumble, but it's all old stuff. Okay. Well, like I said, I don't watch the guy. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't really know what he's up to. I have not checked in on him in ages, and I don't really feel the need to. You know, we kind of beat that horse to death. That's something I do. I don't know. Maybe it's the ADHD or something, but I just beat a thing to fuck to death, and then I don't care anymore. I don't give a shit anymore. You know, I hope he's doing well, Chad, but that's about all I know. You know, hopefully he pulled his head out of his ass. Yeah. Let's see. I want to check out. I can't believe it just ends up being a fucking ad for his fucking streaming service. Who is texting me? Yeah, trying to run a show. People got to check me. It's just some Republicans wanting money. Will you send us money? Oh, let's see. Oh, man. Somebody in the chat just says arrested. I don't know what that's referring to. Don't know. Let's see. I wonder if we can find. I wonder if we can find that fucking cartoon that Okay. I'm trying to find that fucking Daily Wire cartoon. It's just people bitching about it. See, the problem with like Daily Wire cringe like that is then the people complaining about it are even more cringe. Like, look at this. So we're scrolling through. Here we go. So like, yeah, Mr. Burcham sucks, but like then this. Yeah, I bet that's someone whose opinion we want to listen to on the subject. The new norm. I think you got to find that on Twitter. I only got Twitter on my phone. You can't do shit on Twitter if you're not logged in. Let's see. Oh, I think I know what we should watch. I think I know something we can watch. Do y'all want to watch Evangelical Family Guy? I'm not making this up. Is Evangelical Family Guy is a thing? See if we can find a trailer for it.
Heartland. 'Land, Steve.
There's a Heartland commercial before the trailer. For let's see, Heartland season 17. We know. I think my dad watches this fucking show.
Exclusively on Up Faith and Family. Sweet. You won't see season 17.
Okay, so this is an official trailer for. I'm not kidding you. It's Evangelical Family Guy. The Adventures of Ben, Born Again, and Yellow Dog. Chat, you want to watch this?
What's up? I'm Ben Born Again. Get it? It's a play on words. As in, I've been born again.
Are you loving it so far, chat? I don't know if you caught the subtle humor at play here. Well, let's give it another watch. I don't want to step on the line there.
What's up? I'm Ben Born Again. Get it? It's a play on words. As in, I've been born again.
Huh? What does that even mean?
Oh, sorry. I forgot to introduce you to my buddy, Yellow Dog.
Yellow Dog? Why did you even name me that?
Dude, because you're yellow and you are a dog. It's a cool name.
Oh. I see. So, what do you mean you've been born again?
Well, wait till our next adventure for the answer. But I'll give you a hint. It's in John chapter 3.
Oh, yeah. What is John chapter 3?
Watch for the adventures of Ben Born Again and Yellow Dog from Greg Laurie.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine why we're losing the culture war, chat. Somebody says I already hate it. I don't know. I don't think you're giving it a chance. I mean, come on. If there's one thing conservative evangelicals are known for, it's their biting sense of humor. Rosie says, nobody is this bad. This has to be some Zoomer trapped in a Sunday school art program trolling. Come on, guys. I don't think you're giving it a chance. See, I don't think... You might not have caught the wordplay of the guy's name. The best part is, if you know anything about Greg Laurie, this is straight up self-insert of him when he was younger. Or I should say how he remembers himself when he was younger. Oh. I don't know, guys. I think you're not giving it a chance. Do we want to watch some Ben Born Again? We could watch it. We'll watch like a whole episode if you want. I don't know if Greg Laurie's going to copyright strike me, though. For making fun of his gay cartoon. You know, I have a crazy idea, chat. Now, hear me out here. What if you just, like, made a cartoon for the purpose of entertaining, and then maybe you worked on putting a message in it? See, this is... So let's be real here for a second. Okay, so as a Christian, you're supposed to evangelize. Fine, fair enough. But you don't have the right to evangelize. You don't have the standing to evangelize, to use your work to evangelize. In this case, your work is making a cartoon, entertaining. You don't have the standing to use your position to evangelize if you're not doing your job. You know? If you go to Wendy's, you order a hamburger, and the guy gives you a sermon, you're not going to be happy with that. Maybe if he hands you a really good hamburger and a sermon, you'll be fine with it. But you wanted a hamburger, all right? So if a kid wants to watch a cartoon, like, you know what? If you have kids and you're concerned about what the fuck Hollywood's pumping into them, for one thing, you could monitor what the fuck your kids watch. There's always that. You know, if your kid is watching the Gay Frogs cartoon, okay? If your kid is watching Cartoon Network's latest show about butt sex, right? And you look at it and be like, I don't want my kid watching that. You could actually, as a parent, I don't know if you knew this, Chat, but you could be like, don't fucking watch that. If I catch you watching it, I'm going to beat your ass. Did you know you could do that? You don't have to unplug everything. You'd be like, I don't want you watching this specific thing. Maybe they'll sneak it, but even then they're going to think, oh, well, this isn't something I'm supposed to really internalize. Point is, you have at least some fucking control over your kids. Now let's say you're like, okay, I don't trust modern Hollywood at all, right? You know what you could do? You could just get shit on DVDs. Shit you know is fine. I know. Physical media. What a concept. You could, you know what? Take the fucking Roku, throw it in the fucking fire, put up a goddamn antenna, and get MeTV and MeTV Tunes. It's over the fucking airwaves in most places. You do that. There's all sorts of ways. That you can do this, okay? But, like, kids don't want to watch this shit, alright? So it says, so which shows should be verboten if you were a parent? I don't know, man. Like, there's some modern shit. There's some, like, modern Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network shit that I wouldn't want my kid anywhere near. But I don't know, man. Get some DVDs of shit. You know? And also just watch it with them. If the show says something that you're like not any right, you could just tell your kid, hey, you know what? The show's actually full of shit right there. That ain't right. Like, here's what's actually up. You as a parent have more fucking sway over your kid than a cartoon. I don't know if you knew that. Like, your kid's gonna be, I mean, for fuck's sake, if you're sending them to public school, that's worse than anything that's coming into the TV. But you can sit down with your kid and say, hey, you know that thing that character did? And the show was portraying it as right? Well, it's actually wrong. Don't do that. That's actually wrong. And a lot of kids, certainly, you know, by the time they're old enough to really coherently be talking, are starting to grasp the difference between fiction and reality. That, hey, that, you know, a character did something over the top in a cartoon for laughs. And it was funny because it's over the top and it's ridiculous, and that's not how you're supposed to fucking act. I think you understand that, okay? So he says, if your kid's older than 8, you don't have time to watch that. They're always on their devices. Why does your kid have their own fucking device then? I don't know. Maybe I'm a little fucking old-fashioned, but, like, you can get a phone when you're a kid. I give you a flip phone, you know, for emergencies. You're not getting a smartphone. I don't even have a top-of-the-line smartphone. The fuck you think you're getting one? Those things are expensive and delicate. I can barely keep from breaking them all the time, and I'm a 41-year-old man. I'm not going to give it... First of all, that's too much pressure to give to a kid, because kids are stupid and they break shit, okay? So then you broke the $300 phone, and now I got to yell at you, when really it was my fault for giving you the $300 phone that I knew you couldn't handle in the first fucking place. But just watch your kid. Just teach your fucking kid. Right? They'll be fine. Yeah, there'll be times when you gotta be like, no, we ain't watching that in this house, okay? We're not watching the cartoon about the Spanish transsexual lesbians or whatever the fuck Nickelodeon's putting out now. We're not doing that. So it says, and yet your grandmother bought you Doom for the 32X. Well, Doom is a Christian game. I mean, he's fighting demons. Those are uplifting Christian values. And by the way, people are way too concerned about like violence and gore, showing that to kids. Like, yeah, you don't want to freak them out and scare them and traumatize them, but like, if anything, a lot of the modern action movies, in particular some of the modern superhero movies, where everything feels weightless and like there's no consequences, nobody seems to get hurt. It's actually far worse to show a kid violence with no consequences, because violence has consequences. People get hurt, people die. Okay. She said, my rule is 12 years are up for a phone, and their friends end up getting them at 9 or 10. Well, honestly, I mean, if your 9-year-old comes up and says, like, why don't I have a phone? Because you're 9, and I don't think you can handle one yet, for a number of reasons. That's not fair. All right, well, you know what? I'm gonna fire up Indeed. Why don't you go ahead and make your resume, and then you go get a job and buy a phone? How about that? When you have, I tell you what, when you have $300 in your pocket, I won't stop you from getting a phone. I might still monitor what you're doing with it, but I won't stop you. And these days, who knows? Maybe we'll fire up the laptop and make $300 Minecraft playing while pedophiles send them super chats. I don't know what the fuck the world is anymore. So he says, thank God I got a lot of shit on DVDs, like classic shows like Power Rangers, Sonic Saturn, Batman the Animated Series, TMNT, etc. for any kid. Oh, yeah, man. Get stuff like that. There are 3 great Ninja Turtle cartoons that are great for kids. The 87 one's great. It's a little dated and corny, but it's still good. 2003 one's good. Could be a little harsh at times. Good God, what was happening to Baxter Stockman in that show? The 2012 one's all around great. I don't know about Rise of the TMNT. That looks like shit to me. I don't know. I think that'll give kids autism. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's woke or not. I haven't watched enough to determine that. I don't know if it's woke. Maybe it's based. I don't know. Maybe Raphael is quoting FBI crime statistics for all the fuck I know. But that art style looks like shit. And I just wouldn't want it played in my house. Give me a headache, if nothing else. Yeah, give him the old Sonic Sat AM cartoon. Give him classic Animaniacs, Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League, the old 90s Spider-Man, the old 90s X-Men, fucking Spectacular Spider-Man from the 2000s. Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes is the best Marvel cartoon there is, and that's fine for kids. So I agree. I'm saying there is a peer pressure and fear of missing out to friends with regular. Yeah, I get that. And look, you know, sometimes you're going to say things to kids and they're going to be pissed off and they're going to think it's fair. And it's like, too bad, you know. You're my responsibility and I'm doing the best I can here. Just make them watch RoboCop. Well, maybe like when they're 10. When they're 10, you can probably make them watch. 10 is fine for RoboCop, I would say. I mean, maybe if they're a bit of a pussy, maybe not. But generally, I'd say 10 is fine. Because, like, 10 is about when you're at the edge of being a kid and you're moving into, I guess, adolescence, you'd call it. Not even quite a tween, we'd call it. But it's probably fine. Look, I saw a lot of violent movies when I was a kid. I saw a lot of 80s movies that maybe weren't fine for a kid, but I saw them as a kid, and it's fine. Like, I think I was like 7 when we saw Total Recall in the theater. And not that pussy modern one. I'm talking the good old fashioned Arnold with lots of gore and the chick with 3 titties. All right. Well, look, at the end of the day, though, all that stuff is like, you raising your kid does way more than any of this other stuff. Right? All the make-believe dumb shit that they, like, as long as they're not just soaked in the screen, and this is a thing with smartphones, it's a thing with too much internet, too much video games even, especially these, like, Skinner box fucking mobile games and shit like that. Like, you gotta cut the screen time a bit, like, all right, maybe you're going to go read a book or go outside or some shit. You got to do that. Because, like, you know, your brain is still developing. You can't be on social media at 10, okay? It's basically mental crack that was designed by the CIA, all right? I'm 41, I can barely handle it. Your brain is still developing. No, you can't have it, all right? For the same reason you can't drink booze. I can drink booze because I'm a grown-ass man who's paid his dues. You can't, all right? It is fine to tell kids, yeah, I'm allowed to do it. You're not. That's not fair. Too bad. Again, you don't like it, let me fire up Indeed for you. Go get your own place, I guess. Best of luck to you. It's not a great job market out there. She said, how about Terminator 2? It's not as scary as the fucking first one. First one would probably scare a little kid, if nothing else. So he says it's a violation of human rights to have to hear 10-year-olds take out geopolitics. Yeah, exactly. If we didn't let minors on the internet, we wouldn't have to fucking deal with Nick Fuentes. He wouldn't have anyone to groom. And we just wouldn't have to hear him anymore. Since it's grow some chest hair and you can drink, boy. Exactly. But yeah, if look, man, don't just raise your kid on Ben Born Again and Yellow Dog, all right? Because either your kid's gonna just suck when they grow up, they're just gonna suck, they're gonna become insufferable, or they're gonna completely rebel against that and go the exact opposite extreme. Your daughter will be on a stripper pole. Your son will, I don't know, these days maybe also be on a stripper pole. I feel like Ben Born Again and Yellow Dog is a good way to have thought daughter and gay son. That's what that feels like to me. So the Terminator 1 scared me as a kid. I could see that. I think I was like 8 or 9 when Terminator 2 came out. Something like that. Somewhere along those lines. And it was on video, and I rented it first, and then I watched Terminator 1, and Terminator 1 freaked... You know what scene freaked me out as a kid in Terminator 1? And it's weird because looking back, the special effects kind of fucking suck. But, like, a lot of the scenes where Arnold's face was, like, half off the metal endoskeleton, and it was all, like, really fake looking. Like, those effects really didn't age well. But because they were so fake looking, they looked so uncanny valley and otherworldly that they kind of freaked me the fuck out. Yes, Terminator 1 is a horror movie. It's meant more as it's kind of like Aliens, where the first one, I wouldn't say it's strictly a horror movie, but it's a sci-fi that leans heavily into horror, and then the second one is a sci-fi that leans much more into action. That's right, the Uncanny Valley got me. A lot of that kind of shit You know, another thing that freaked me the fuck out as a kid, and I think I was like 9 or 10 when it came out. Maybe 11 even. Ernest Scared Stupid, right? That fucking troll, every time it was on screen, I'm like, oh God, kill it with fire. That's the worst thing I've ever seen. That is straight from the pit of hell. And it smells like smoke. Dear God, save us from this horrible wet puppet. that's just the killer clown from outer space head repainted. But that thing scared the piss out of me as a kid. That scene where the little girl rolls over in bed and this thing's just laying in bed and it's just like covered in snot and shit. I was like, oh my god, get that thing away from me. Like, just take the tape out of the fucking VCR, throw it in the yard, like, get it away. That thing scared the fuck out of me. I feel like every other kid was like, oh, this is a funny Ernest movie. And I'm like, this is a nightmare. I accidentally saw, like, I think, like, I was over at someone else's house. Like, my parents were over there. And, like, some teenagers were watching one of the Freddy movies. I want to say it was, like, 3. Because I've seen them all many times, but they kind of blur together. But, like, the one where, like, Freddy's like a snake and he's eating the girl. Maybe that was 4 even. He's like a big snake head and shit. That scared me, but it didn't scare me as much as the troll. And some of the effects in Beetlejuice scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. The fucking Beetlejuice, when the railing on the steps turns into a Beetlejuice snake, there's just something about that really, because at the end of the day it was really shitty effects, kind of stop motion-y or puppets, and it just looked fucked up and otherworldly and uncanny valley. That shit used to freak me the fuck out. Says the other day I saw a posting how comic books and sci-fi weren't allowed in this house, but lots of sports and Jesus was the only superhero. I'd probably be on a stripper pole just to spite him. Yeah, I don't think that's any way to raise your kid. I don't think that works. He said the Crypt Keeper freaked me out. I could see that, yeah. I don't think I first saw the Crypt Keeper till when did Mad TV come out? I want to say 95. I would have been like 12 or 13, so I wasn't really a kid anymore. But like, because Tales of the Crypt was originally on HBO, and I didn't have HBO, but they played like edited reruns of it after Mad TV on my local Fox station. And sometimes I'd stay up late for that as like a middle schooler. But I was past the point where the puppet alone was going to freak me out. When I was a little kid, that kind of shit just... What, the Gremlins freaked me the fuck out? Like, nothing was as scary as a little kid than a shitty puppet that they just threw some fucking slime over. Just a wet puppet. Just always freaked me the fuck out as a little kid. That stuff. Chucky freaked me out too, because I had a My Buddy doll, and I didn't even see that movie as a kid. And if I had, maybe I wouldn't be freaked out, because kind of shit. Honestly, I think it's like Curse of Chucky is the first time Chucky actually worked as a fucking horror, and not like a goofy like horror comedy like when Jennifer Tilly was in them and shit. But that freaked me out because I had a My Buddy doll as a kid. It's like, yeah, here's a movie where the My Buddy doll comes alive and kills you. Like, just the commercials are free. I just see the commercials on TV. Like, oh, God. So it says, you know how doomed this generation is when they write movies about how American Pie is problematic because they saw a woman's bare breasts on screen? What is it with these younger fucking Zoomers? And it's not just like left and right wing Zoomers were just afraid of like any kind of sexuality. Nothing's allowed to be sexy anymore. Everybody has a sexuality, but no sex. She said, My Buddy was a real toy. Yeah, My Buddy was a real toy. There was even a girl version called Kid Sister. And it was just basically Chucky. That's exactly what it was. It was just Chucky. It was just Chucky, but like not purposely scary looking. But it's exactly what Chucky was based on. To the point where it's a miracle that they didn't sue. Because I'm sure that tanked the fucking sales of their toy. I'm sure when it came out, nobody wanted a My Buddy anymore. He ain't my buddy no more. He's fucking Chucky. Remember the scene? I didn't watch it, but there was like a Chucky show like a couple years ago, a year or two ago. And like Chucky was talking about how he was cool with his gay son. He's like, I'm not a monster. And it's like, you literally are a predator that preys on children. Says that putting Daisy Ridley in Leia's slave outfit wouldn't have saved the sequels, but it would have helped. So you remember My Little Monster dolls, bro? I do remember them. I don't think I had one of those. But I do. I knew of them. I didn't have a Teddy Ruxpin either. I think another kid I knew had a Teddy Ruxpin, but there was another kid I knew that like had fucking. His dad was like never around. He like worked all kinds of crazy swing shifts. Like his dad was in the home, but to this day I'm not sure I ever actually saw the man. Like the times he was home, he was like sleeping. Like, oh my god, everybody has to keep it down in the house because it's like the middle of the day and he's sleeping. It's like me. Like that's why I can't have a kid. Like honestly, I was over at the kid's house all the time. I could picture him. I could picture his mom. I could not picture his father. It was like, you know, like in a TV show when there's like a character that's always off screen and you never see him, like fucking Niall's wife from Frasier and shit like that. And that's honestly how this kid's dad was. But that kid had fucking everything. His mom just bought up all sorts of shit. Every time like a new cartoon came out, he had every fucking action figure they put out. That kind of shit. He had a SNES and a Genesis. Like that was the height of spoiled rich kid in the early 90s, man. If you had both of those fucking things. And he had an NES before that. So said Ed, and Eddie did that. The parents were never shown. Never really liked Ed, and Eddie that much. Now, granted, I was in like high school when that shit came out. But, I mean, I watched Dexter's Lab and the Powerpuff Girls. It came out around the same time. So I did still watch cartoons. You know the one I've never understood the popularity of? And I was a kid when it came out? It's fucking Rugrats. Like, I watched Rugrats a little bit when it came out. I think I liked Ren and Stimpy a bit more. Although Ren and Stimpy kind of freaked me out a bit. And I couldn't put my finger on why when I was a kid. But looking back, I know that, like, there was a lot of episodes of Ren and Stimpy that were, like, super fucking nihilistic. And that kind of bothered me a little bit as a kid. But I was still... Ren and Stimpy was still generally entertaining. Doug was boring as hell. But it was on, so maybe I'd watch it. And then, like, Rugrats was just, like diaper jokes and shit. And it just never... Like, I'd watch his, like, it's fine. But, like, definitely wasn't the brilliance of Rocco. And then I kind of fell off of Nickelodeon. Once I watched Rocco, and I kind of fell off of it. And then, like, I'm in high school, and it dawned on me, like the Rugrats movie was coming out. And I'm like, that's still a thing? And it just never went away. Rugrats is, like... And this was back before we had, you know, stuck culture like we do now, where shows, if they're successful, stick around for 30 fucking years. Like, a kid's show generally didn't last more than a year or two. And Rugrats just would never fucking die. So it says the studio that made Rugrats made Ah Real Monsters and Duckman, both of which are better. Duckman is brilliant, and Ah Real Monsters is pretty good. To the point where when Monsters, Inc. came out, I remember thinking, this is just a ripoff of All Real Monsters in premise. And I'm kind of surprised nobody ever called that out on them. Like, it's the exact same premise. Dear Journal, Roger was mean to me, and my sister is a bitchy theater kid. They said, I bet Bechtloff liked Doug's big sister. Looking back, I think I would have. I don't think I was really noticing girls quite when Doug was coming out. Duckman was ahead of its time. Duckman was supposedly based on an indie comic too. I'd love to actually find them, but I haven't even seen them like listed on like Mile High or anything. Duckman ruled though. I used to watch Duckman and Weird Science. The Weird Science show ruled. I actually watched that before I even knew there was a Weird Science movie. And I think the Weird Science show is actually better than the movie. Does Bechtloff have an opinion on theater girls? I mean, they're usually pretty fun. At least they were back in the day. I don't know what it's like now. So I said, remember Dr. Katz? I kind of didn't have Comedy Central when Dr. Katz was big. I didn't get Comedy Central until I moved up to PA in like late 98. So I think Dr. Katz was... I caught a few of them, but I think they were basically done. Like Comedy Central was throwing all its weight behind South Park at that time. So it says, did being a theater kid make a bitchy girl more or less hot? I feel like it usually makes them more hot. To me, at least. But it can be a wash. But I do not understand how Rugrats, like... I'll hear, like, cartoon YouTubers talk about Rugrats, one of the greatest cartoons ever, and I'm like, did we watch the same fucking show? The other one I thought sucked was Hey Arnold. And I was already in like middle school when Hey Arnold came out, so I guess I wasn't the target audience. But I still like, I'd watch like a whole episode and I'd be like, is there going to be a joke anywhere in this? Anywhere in this fucking show? Because it's not well written enough that I should actually take it seriously. So where are the jokes? There's no fucking jokes anywhere in this. The other thing that and the reason I sat down and watched Hey Arnold is because I actually have a memory of a few years prior. There was a Hey Arnold comic strip that appeared in the Simpsons magazine. There was a Simpsons magazine early in the Simpsons run, and it was just articles and little comic strips, and there was just a Hey Arnold comic strip. And I didn't know what the fuck that was or why it's in the Simpsons comic. And then like a few years later, just all of a sudden this thing has a cartoon. Since the guy who made Rugrats made Aeon Flux, but Bechtloff liked Aeon. The little bits of it I saw I did like, but I never caught a lot of it. MTV's schedule was so weird back in the day. But I did like what I saw of it. Yeah, honestly, most of the Nickelodeon cartoons I think are trash. I honestly do. I could see, it wasn't for me, but I could see why people would like the early SpongeBob. There's definitely a wacky Looney Tunes vibe to it that I can really see why people would latch onto it. Rocko's Modern Life was brilliant. The 2012 Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles was good. I never really watched it, but I've heard enough people rave about Last Airbender that I'll say, fine, it's probably good. Every other fucking show from Nickelodeon that I've ever tried to give a shot to, even when as a kid, I'm like, this sucks. Ren and Stimpy was kind of great at first, merely because, like, the creator of Ren and Stimpy was a dangerously insane pervert forced to work under the confines of a children's network censor, which created this incredible push-pull. But that's hard to maintain. And that's why it faded. Doug sucked. I guess Disney bought that after a while. Because I remember it went to like Disney Channel or something after that. There's the MTV animation. Let's see. The Mask. I think you mean the Max. There was a Mask cartoon, but it wasn't MTV animation. Max, I remember. I've seen some of the Max. I've seen some of the Head. It's really fucking weird, but I can see why people get into it. Beavis and Butthead definitely had its moments. My favorite Beavis and Butthead moments are when they're not even being malicious. Like some of that early shit where they're like hitting frogs with baseball bats and shit. I got no patience for animal cruelty. I got none. I am a complete fucking pussy pearl clutcher when it comes to that shit. I don't even want to see it. But I like the Beavis and Butthead moments where they like genuinely don't realize what they're doing. They're just accidentally fucking everything up. That's hilarious to me. The MTV Spider-Man cartoon, no one remembers that, but it ruled. It came out shortly after the first movie, right around in 2003. It was CGI animated, which doesn't age well, but it had a stellar voice cast. It was probably the first superhero cartoon I know of, certainly the first Marvel or DC one, to be made specifically at kind of a PG-13 level. To be made for like teens on up. And Lisa Loeb was the voice of MJ. She was great in that. Neil Patrick Harris, I believe, was the voice of Peter Parker. A lot of other voice acting in it. Like Michael Clark Duncan did the Kingpin, kind of reprising his role from the Daredevil movie. The biggest problem with it, though, was it just had terrible villains. There was a version of Electro in it that kind of sucked. Kingpin was in it. That was pretty good. Michael Dorn was in it as Kraven very briefly, which is weird. He shows up and he just acts like he showed up before. And he had never showed up in the cartoon. And Kurt Connors is in it as the Lizard. Rob Zombie does the voice for that. And Rob Zombie's kind of an overrated hack. So the villains in it are really weak. And that is kind of a fatal flaw. Everything else about it ruled. They had all this. Sony was pushing hard on what they could or couldn't use. So there was a big, which is weird because it's not even meant to really be in canon with the movies. But there was this big moratorium on what they could and couldn't use. And that kind of killed it. It's sad. It ends on a cliffhanger. Also, MTV seemed to want to kill it. Right? It was one of those shows that from the moment it started airing, somebody at the network clearly wanted it dead. Because that thing aired at like 10:30 on Friday nights and never again during the week. And like at the time, at least, I don't know what things are like now because I don't have basic TV, but at the time, a cable channel would rerun shit like 20 times during the week. Like South Park, for example, at that same time would premiere, the new episode premiered at like 10 on fucking Wednesday night. And then later that night at midnight. And then again at 1 that night. And then like at 9:30 Thursday night. And then, like, again, Saturday night. And it just on and on. Like, 5 or 6 times it would get run again before the next episode would come out. Not Spider-Man. Aired once at 10:30. If you missed it, fuck you. I didn't even catch half those episodes till they released the first season on DVD. But that's easily the best cartoon MTV ever made. Second best is Clone High. I know they revived it, and it sucks. Too many things got revived and just didn't have the magic, but Clone High originally was great. I loved Celebrity Deathmatch when it was first out, but it didn't age well. She said The Simpsons died when all the writers went to Futurama. Around season, yeah, probably about that. Season 10 or so. It's when The Simpsons really just completely... And, you know, it's funny because it was like... It was a downhill slope with The Simpsons to where it was still okay. Damn near up till like season 15. It was still okay. It was still fine. But really, I would only... If you just took like the first 10 years of The Simpsons, chopped it off, and kept the movie's pretty good, I would be perfectly fine with throwing the whole rest of the lot of it into the trash. And I'm probably being generous with saying season 10. A lot of people would argue like 8 or 9. Just that Futurama's great outside of a few episodes. Yeah, Futurama rules. It's certainly got a better track record than Simpsons at this point. It doesn't have like 25 fucking years of shit. The Simpsons has been bad for longer than it's been good. And that's a shame, because at the time, man, there was a time when that was probably like the best show we've ever had on television at that point. Well, I don't know, Chad. I think I might wrap this up. We were bullshitting about cartoons. Go see Deadpool. If you have any interest in Deadpool at all, if you liked, not even loved, liked the other two Deadpool movies, you'll like this one. Just bring back the Max. I'm not sure why they didn't. The guy that owns it never does anything with it. Sam Keith. It's weird. Like Sam Keith seems to like think he sucks. And I mean, he's definitely an acquired taste, but he has a following. You know, I don't know why he doesn't push his shit harder to get out there. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, chat. If you enjoy the content I put out, streamlabs.com/thebechtloff, paypal.me/thebechtloff. And that's about it for tonight, folks. Thank you all for listening. Bechtloff out.